Welcome students. In this particular lecture, we will be discussing about introduction to 3D printing. So compared to metal casting process, 3D printing is a completely different process. So in a metal casting process, you will be melting the metal and then pouring it into a required shape and getting it into required shape. So that is called as conventional process. But 3D printing comes under unconventional process, and it is a bottom-up approach. So it is called as bottom-up approach because it is starting from a drop from which a huge object is created. So layer by layer deposition. So 3D printing is nothing but it's a layer by layer deposition through which required shape of the object can be attained. Anything you see, anything you scan can be made into a printing, 3D printing. So that's the basic concept of 3D printing. Whatever you see, whatever you scan, you can make it into a reality. So if you scan yourself and you apply it in a 3D printer, then you can get the replica of yourself as a 3D printed image. That's a basic component of 3D printing. So it works by the process called as layer by layer deposition. So what is that? We will see. So as you can see in this image, it utilizes a printer that builds the layer one by one. So 3D printing is also called as additive manufacturing process. So additive manufacturing is a broad area. 3D printing is a narrow area. So additive manufacturing indicates printing of any material. It may be metal printing, maybe printing of plastic. Everything covers under additive manufacturing. So how it is done? It utilizes a computer software. That software is utilized to make the replica of the objects. So you see three images here. So what it does is when you scan an image and you place it in the software, what it does is it does slicing. So model slicing is done. Slicing is nothing but breaking it into small pieces. The image is broken down into small pieces so that it can be easily replicated. So if we need to make a big pineapple here, you may think it is a complicated process. How we can print it is very complicated. But if you break it into small chips, imagine it like a Lego. What happens? When all the Legos join together, you get a big shape of anything can be done. Shape of anything can be made using Legos, but they are very small chips only. Similarly, what the slicing software does is it slices the model into small pieces so that it can be easily built into a larger model. That's a basic principle of the slicing software. Once slicing is done, then we can go for the actual printing process. So in the printing process, as you can see here, so this is a plastic printing 3D printer. So here spools of plastic will be utilized. So plastic may be varying on any type of plastic. We may use ABS, you may use polyethylene, triathlete, PET plastic. You can use any type of plastic depending upon your need. So what it does is spools of plastic will be available that will be melted and deposited in a layer by layer manner. So as you can see here, these are the basic filaments. So this is the filament roll I was talking about. So then it will go into an extruder. Extruder is where the filament will be melted into drops. So drop by drop, it will be deposited in the base layer. So once the metal is, once the plastic is built layer by layer, a cooling fan is attached to enable the instant cooling so that a layer can be deposited above one another. So display unit shows the function. It's a basic idea of how much time is needed, etc. Extruder heats the material so that it can be placed over the base material, and filament is the raw material supplying element. So print bed is where the metal is printed. The cooling fan is used for cooling purposes. So once it is done, layer by layer deposition is done, you can get the shape of the object. Any shape can be manufactured. Similarly, advanced technologies, 3D printers the size of room are available, which can be used to build even walls, houses, etc. So those are called as additive manufacturing process, where specialized additives are employed for building materials. With any material can be used for building. So that is some of the research area going on in the additive manufacturing process. So metal additive manufacturing is done. It is being done now itself. So there metal is employed for 3D printing purposes. So this is regarding 3D printing. So 3D printing is nothing but utilizing the scanned model to make shape of the object. So I hope you understood 3D printing. Thank you, students. We will meet in another lecture video. Have a nice day.